Hey, what's happening, Roland? Well, hey, today it's Friday and it's the second week of February, and we've been fishing. And I'm with two guys. I tell you, in the back, I got Jim Levinson, and he's a lawyer out of North Carolina and a super good fisherman, by the way. Hey, Jim, and it's your 80th birthday.
What a way to celebrate.
I'm telling you what, folks, he was on fire. He's a good worm fisherman. He was catching them right and left, but unfortunately, we didn't catch the big fish. And both these guys have caught double-digit fish. And driving is Mike Price. Mike he's the better part of the fishing team, or I don't know if the better part, but you
Younger
run the
part.
boat. One of the part of the fishing team, and you've won a lot of tournaments in North Carolina, haven't you?
I've been blessed to win a few, yes.
But I know you've won stuff on the Shawan River.
I
You've
have.
fished a bunch of BASS tournaments where I guess we met at Bugs Island and some of those places years ago.
36 years.
36 years ago, we met years and years ago. But anyway, today we fished out of Palm Bay, and we fished a lake called Three Forks. And I was bragging to these guys. I said, guys, we're going to catch 7, 8, 10-pound bass. Both these guys have caught double-digit fish, like dozens of them, and they've been blessed to caught trophy fish for a long time. So they were all wanting to catch a trophy fish again, but we didn't catch a trophy fish. We caught some 4 and even a 5-pound fish, but nothing real big. We didn't fish shiners today. We just fished nothing but lures.
Right.
And you had a pretty good fish on a little Pop R looking plug, little Spro plug. Yeah,
I did.
it's 5 or 6 pounds probably. But anyway, today was a lure day. The bass, it was so funny because we had to get a 14-inch bass to win the prize. It took a while because we were getting a lot of 13.5-inch bass on the worm. But anyway, we had a great time. You know, the thing about fishing a trophy lake like Three Forks is that I've seen 10-pound fish. I've seen a dozen 10-pound fish in some of the trips that I've fished, and so the expectation is there. You know, every cast you think, oh, that's going to be another monster bass. It didn't happen. It just didn't work out. But I tell you, these guys were enthusiastic. They were fishing for a big fish the whole way. And but yesterday, us go back, and this is the third, the second week of February, and so I want to go back to yesterday. Yesterday, I was fishing with a guy that had never caught a fish on a plastic worm. He caught about 15, and then he had never caught a bass over 4 pounds, and he caught a 7-pound bass and a 6-pound bass. So he did really well. He was all happy. So to him, here the deal is that 7-pound bass was as big a trophy to him as a 13-pound bass would be to you.
Absolutely
So he was happy. He was happy. And all week, that's kind of the norm. Now, the rest of the week, I was fishing Headwaters, and what happened in Headwaters is that it was mainly a shiner bite. Shiners are hard to come by right now. So what I had to do, I just had to kind of fish them sparingly, and I'd fish some topwater on occasion. I'd fish a few plastic worms, and I'd make the 4 or 5 or 6 dozen shiners. I didn't have a lot of shiners. I'd catch a few, and I'd buy a few. But it was kind of tough when the shiner fishing is pretty good right now, but the shiners are hard to come by. And it costs like $25 a dozen, but that's not the case. The stores just don't have them. I mean, they're just not available. And I have to go catch my own shiners. And so as we speak right now, I get this one guy, he's the guide back there, Steve. I don't know if you met him today or not, but Steve wants to know how to throw a cast net. So I'm going to be teaching Steve a little bit about cast netting as well. But that's my normal deal. I normally throw cast nets and get some shiners. So all week, we caught a bunch of 6 and even 7 and 8. I caught one bass 8 pounds this week, and so it's been a really profitable week. Uh, you know, here, let me just tell you. Right now, we went to Three Forks, and there were maybe 8 boats in the parking lot.
Yep.
Something 8
about
or
8.
7, or 8,
Yep. Not many.
And we saw 1 or 2 boats out there. We talked to a couple guys, and they hadn't caught but 3-4 pound bass, about like what we had.
Yep.
So nobody really caught the bass today. But normally the thing is about Three Forks is that you're talking about a 17,000 acre marsh system with 5 or 6,000 acres of good deep water in the south. It holds some big trophy bass, and only 7 or 8 boats fishing it. Whereas today at Headwaters, your other group of people that you had, they fish Headwaters. There was like 100 boats at the parking lot at the ramp. And they caught some fish. I mean, they had a good day. But the point is, we were away from people. We were all by ourselves and having a great time. It's another 15 minutes driving up here to Palm Bay, but it's not a bad trip at all. Uh, Now, I'm going to go home right now because what happens is Johnny Morris and Bass Pro Shop, we're opening up a brand new store near Cincinnati, Ohio. It's halfway between Dayton, Ohio, and Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'll be there with Jimmy Houston and Johnny Morris, and we're going to open the store in a couple of days. And so that's going to be a big treat getting up there with those guys. But then next month, what the deal is, we're going to the Classic, and the Classic this year is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so I've already talked to Johnny last week. He congratulated me on Scott's great win down on Lake Okeechobee, and he called me and we talked fishing, and we're going to get together and going to fish Jimmy's Lake. Johnny and Jimmy and I are going to have a little day, a couple of days right after the Classic, and then we're going to fly to California. We're going to fly to California in Johnny's jet and go do another store opening, in I guess it's Central. I don't know where it is. Someplace in California. That's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, hey, what do you think of this fishing here in Florida? You like this area?
It's fantastic. If you haven't had a chance to get down here, you need to get down and enjoy the weather and what the good Lord has given us down here for you to enjoy. I
know Jim. You've where's your favorite area to fish?
I like some places around Lakeland, but you need to get somebody like Roland that can take you back into places you can't get. We went places where airboats were scared to go today. And there's some beautiful water back there, and there's got to be some big bass in there too.
Yeah, we missed the big fish, but they're there's definitely there. That's a really deal. And now you've caught a lot of fish in the Lakeland area. Those phosphate pits, I guess you've fished a lot of those.
In the old days, in particular, we fished a lot though around North Carolina and other areas. But Florida's the place to come in January, February, and March.
That is the time.
It's still mighty cold at home.
I was just up there at with David Fritz and those guys, and we were at the Angler Choice Marina, and we had a big store opening. I think I all but caught COVID. I had some kind of a terrible cold. I don't know what it was. It was kind of tough. But anyway, folks, that's what's happening right now. South Florida is pretty warm. The water temperature got up to 71 degrees. It's the new moon. It wasn't much of a spawn going on, but my prediction is this. With that good warm temperature, and once the water is 70 degrees, and these fish are so attuned to hot water or warm water, that if you hit the 4 or 5 days before the next full moon, which is about a week or so away, you're going to see some major spawning. And my prediction is that come 10 days from now, you're going to have a bonanza of a fishing. Because if the water's warm enough and that 70 degrees and a big major spawn going on the middle or end of February, Katie, bar to the door. Lots of big bass. Anyway, that's the update for the week. Hey guys, I appreciate fishing with you guys, and thanks again, Mike, and thanks again, Jim.
It's been too long. We're 36 years since we fished with you last time.
That's right. It's been a while. And so, folks, we'll see you again soon. Hey, listen, hit that like button, because I tell you, O'Reilly is a big sponsor of mine, Bass Pro Shop. Of course, there's Spike It. There's all sorts of really great people, the Frog Dogs people. In fact, I had to wear the Frog Dogs jacket today. It was of course, cool in the morning. That's kind of what's going on. Anyway, I dropped the camera. This is hard. We're driving back from a fishing trip, and I'm holding the camera. Okay, folks, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.